Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in on this very fine holiday, January 6th. The holiday started by really a liberal reaction 4 years ago. Trudeau resigning is the easy way out. Yeah, but he's been humiliated. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody really thinks much of anything of Trudeau at this point. Yepers. This is an award. I want to show you guys a very special clip. I think this won best picture. Did it win best picture or maybe best like an Oscar or something? I heard it something like that. But let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this clip. This is cinema.
Down everyone who was there. You know that's right. You know that.
Yepers.
Videos and cell phones.
Government's closing in.
Wasn't that, bad?
The earring.
I don't care.
How can you not care?
Because I didn't break any laws. Tell me the law I broke.
You smashed through police barricades and you overtook the United States Capitol.
I didn't break any laws.
You carried your weapon on the federal grounds.
Okay.
Okay,
I carried my weapon on the federal grounds that we own, that American citizens own.
Paying taxes gives you no
Who
right.
said I pay taxes?
What?
I had every constitutional right to carry a weapon and to take over Congress. Just because a law is written does not mean it's the right law. We went in there, they scurried away like rats and hid. That is how you do it.
That was a scene from the
I love how they try to insinuate Trump voters not paying taxes. Did you see Pelosi was with a walker today in the Capitol? No, I didn't see that. I did see that she sent out a message talking about how, oh, it's so nice to have a peaceful transition, insinuating, about Republicans and stuff. She's admitted, guys, Pelosi is on record admitting that she didn't have the proper security, and like they caught her saying that. She said, well, it was my fault. But of course she didn't say it on, it was like behind the scenes, and she didn't know she was being recorded. She was in a car. I don't know if anyone else has seen that clip. Bird flu death, H5N1 will moon. Yeah, I could never bring myself to invest into that, bro, because I can't have something like that happen again. We can't deal with another thing like that, especially with Trump coming in right now. But it wouldn't even moon. Everything would just go to zero again. Remember what happened during COVID in 2020? We don't need that. I mean, I think everyone just gets really scared about any type of potential pandemic. Like, if this thing happened in, like, 2016, people probably wouldn't. Am I streaming the Ohio State-Texas game? Probably. Probably. Did you see how wasted? Yeah, that was a crazy video by Pelosi. Some of these liberal politicians, I mean, Harris is drunk. It's obvious. There's several clips where Kamala is just drunk, like blatantly drunk. If she's not drunk, I mean, she's got like a speech problem. And now Pelosi comes out drunk and films a video, and it's like, are they trying to troll us or something? I mean, did you guys see Andrew Tate tried to start a new political party? I mean, what in the, like the Brove Party? How uncomfortable was Harris? Yeah, I mean, we all knew it was going to be awkward, and her having to certify it. Trudeau is the ultimate beta male, couldn't handle the heat and scurried away like a pussy. But I mean, scurried away from what? I mean, everyone knows he was going to lose, but it's even more humiliating leaving before, like admitting you suck so bad and you're going to get crushed. You can't even run in an election. Optimistic or scared for Trump's next term? Well, I mean, it's significantly better than the alternative for sure. So I'm happy that Trump won. Absolutely. I mean, scared in what sense? I think you're just scared generally with things that happen throughout the world, but I think we're in a better position. CNN is in meltdown mode. Well, they always are. I mean, the last time I watched CNN was election night. Honestly, that probably is. I don't even watch much TV at all, anyways, but especially stuff like that. Can we have Canada? No, it just doesn't make much sense, I don't think. I mean, technically, yes, the United States could take over Canada, but is it really something? I mean, Canadians really wouldn't want it, and then it becomes something to where you have to occupy, and I don't know. I mean, I think you should just. Grove Party has some really solid policy. I know, but that's like a white nationalist type stance. You know, a lot of that stuff. It makes no sense. Tate is not. Tate is not even British. I mean, what do we do? Isn't it just? Isn't that just weird? That he would be the one to do that? Isn't he Muslim? So I'm not understanding the connection there to Britain. The protesters were escorted by the police. Yeah, have you seen the new stuff that's come out? There's a police chief on January 6th admitting, saying they held us back for 2 hours. We couldn't go in to control it. They held back police. Pelosi's admitted it. They wanted to make it as bad as possible to make Republicans look dumb and stupid and like they're crazy. And they wanted to make the Trump supporters look as bad as human. And it is pretty crazy to think about. Their entire plan, for the most part, succeeded. They threw everyone in jail. They slapped crazy punishments. Remember what they used when they were doing the sentencing? They were like, "This, we have to make an example out of everyone." It was we have to make an example because this is sacred. This is you're trying to overturn a vote that's, and you're trying to kill the democracy. And so they used it as an example, threw everyone in jail. So it worked, but then Trump still won the next time. Like, think about how crazy that is. Their entire propaganda that got Trump thrown off of all of social media and canceled, and he still won by even more. Trump should at least buy territory from Canada so you can drive to Alaska instead of fly. Yeah, you're talking about like British Columbia. I'm sure there's like if they bought British Columbia, there'd be a passageway, I'm sure, to where you could drive from, what would it be, Washington to Alaska. Will we take back the canal zone? Yeah, they haven't really been talking about the canal. I feel like that would be well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know the politics in Panama, but I think it's important for Trump to educate the public on the situation with the Panama Canal and the way the Chinese exert their influence. It's by buying up areas surrounding things like the canal, and that's what they've been doing. They've been buying ports surrounding it, and Panama and China have a very like good relationship to where they've got like this diplomatic pact that was put into place in 2017. So the idea that you would have this canal that's super important that the United States built for billions of dollars, basically puppet controlled by China, and this is something that China does. It's a strategy that they implemented in the early 2000s to impact other areas of the world. They wanted to spread their influence. If Trump can convey that to the general public, the American people, he could get the American people on his side for, taking the canal, even independence, and it would be a lot easier. Because I don't know what's going to happen. Panama needs that canal. They need the money that's generated from the tolls. you'd be cutting off Vancouver, or buying it if you did that would be quite expensive. Yeah, you'd probably have to take Vancouver. Yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, with the whole thing with Canada, it's like our relationship with Canada is always going to be strange, just because of the crazy differences with our armies. I mean, if we had comparable armies, I think we'd have, or militaries, I think we'd have a much more realistic relationship. But it's like we have this trade deal and all this stuff, but we could take them over in a single day. So is it really some? Are we just doing this to be nice? Is it? I mean, I guess we get slightly favorable trade conditions with Canada, but it's always going to be a strange relationship because our just overall manpower and just financial might is so much greater than Canada's, but we have to act like we're both equal during like trade and things like that. So it's just it's a strange component. Radio silence on the New Orleans and Las Vegas situation. Yeah, people forgot about it. They went to the next. I mean, I'm kidding, obviously, but yeah, the Las Vegas situation. There's new video that came out of that whole ordeal, and they've slowed it down. They've got like a side view of the Cybertruck. I've actually got it here. Let me just go to what it is. They've got it right here. So that's Mike Berg, I think, or Matt Berg, whatever. There he is right there. I mean, it looks like he's alive to me. You know, if you shot yourself with a Desert Eagle, they said, a Desert Eagle, you'd be slumped over unless you were already leaning back and then you did it. They said he shot himself in the temple, but the way he's right now, his head should be drooped over. That was if he actually shot it, or unless his neck is like somehow propped up somewhere. Doesn't really make sense for him to be in that position if he had shot himself. Trudeau announced he's resigning. I wonder how a relationship with you guys will be. Well, you guys presumably are going to be more conservative, so you're going to be more Canadian first heavy. That's just kind of what the newer conservatism is. You're going to be more focused on your own country, more anti-immigrant, but a lot of that stuff is. I mean, I don't know how hard all that is to implement in Canada with their government and the way that that's set up, but yeah, I mean, the relationship is gonna be always gonna be probably fine. I mean, Canada cannot afford to have a bad relationship with the United States. It would destroy their country. I mean, you cannot anger when you've got someone that's 10 feet, more like it's like the comparison is like a giant versus a normal person. You're not gonna want to anger the giant. It's just. So wait, what is going on at the end of the certification with the Republicans and Democrats calling for a meeting tomorrow? What does that mean? Nothing. I mean, I don't know specifically what that is, but it doesn't mean anything. It's certified. I mean, this entire talk has been hilarious with liberals. I mean, there's liberals on X, on TikTok, where they're like, it's not going to be certified. Whatever happened to Raskin? Remember him? I mean, these people are just they become irrelevant. But dude, it's certified. There's nothing to be worried about. I mean, don't pay attention to any of the, like, there was never a question ever throughout the entire process of certifying Trump's win, especially with a popular victory. But it wouldn't matter either way. Tate's mom is British. Oh, so that's what it is. Would you live in Greenland? No, I wouldn't live in Greenland. I mean, I would take a trip to Greenland. I think it's an interesting place. Take a trip during the summer. I wonder how cool it is in the summer in Greenland. That'd be interesting. It's probably nice, pretty nice in the summer. I'm guessing maybe in the 50s on the coast. I'm talking about. But yeah, I wouldn't live in Greenland. There's just not enough people there, and you're cut off. I feel like. I mean, Greenland would be. I mean, you want to talk about like a nuclear war? Greenland would be a great area to go to. They wouldn't. You would figure they wouldn't touch Greenland. The constitutional amendment specifically says no person can be president for more than 2 terms. Well, there's actually I'm not going to get into it right now, but no, there is a stipulation within it. There's a loophole. It's how it's interpreted. So we can have that argument, but I think Trump would be too old anyways. But there's like a loophole based on how the 12th and 22nd Amendment are interpreted that could potentially allow Trump to be Vance's VP, with Vance immediately stepping down and then Trump going in. But who knows? Joe Milton is the real deal. Is he? Yeah, there's always like one or two quarterbacks in like the last week that goes crazy, but I don't think so, man. 10 to 12 degrees Celsius in the summer. So that would be like in the 50s then, Fahrenheit. When was the image taken? This image was taken right during the explosion. It wasn't an image. It was a. I'm guessing it's a screenshot that they just. It's not an image that was taken. It's just part of a surveillance video that was then screenshotted at this exact moment. Go on, something is wrong. They're saying there's a plan to reverse the certification coming. I mean, but the thing is, they'll never highlight those type of people. They'll highlight fringe Republican people, but they'll never highlight those people. Peer cabinet is DEI. Yeah, well, I mean, hockey, you have to understand conservatism with Canada is a lot different than the United States. There's still going to be more liberal, even the conservative side. Invading Mexico won't solve the border crisis. You just get enough. Well, you would push the border. I mean, that invading Mexico doesn't make sense. They're just going to try and take out the cartels, I think. But if you did do something like that, you would at least push the border further away from, mainland Americans. And I wanted a zone, like a zone. So you have the U.S. border, there's a zone, and then there's the Mexican border. There's two walls in between. Like, that's why I wanted the U.S. but the border is just, you could also really limit how much land the border covers if you went further south. But I mean, there's so many problems with Mexico. Inevitably, like invading Mexico and stuff. I mean, eventually it would pay off, but it would cost so much money, and people wouldn't want to do it. And it's just a lot. You should make a group for your NFL playoff bracket. Yeah, I know. I forgot to do that. But dude, I mean, I'm trying to go perfect in the college football one. I might go perfect. I think, I mean, I've got Ohio State versus Notre Dame. Both of them are favorites right now. In the championship, I picked that. We should send the illegals to Greenland. I mean, we should send. What was Trump's plan with the illegals? It was like sending them to some random ass country. Maybe in Africa, I don't know, but no, we're not going to send illegals to U.S. territories. Fuck that. But I mean, I guess you could argue at least we could have a hold on them because they might try and get back in. That's what happened to the one immigrant. The Trump administration deported him, and then he got back in. The one, I think that set the lady on fire. Go ahead and look up the bird flu stuff, enlighten us, and inform us. Yeah, I don't really care about that. I mean, dude, the bird flu stuff, I think we're all kind of worried just because of what happened in 2020. And, I mean, let's the last thing that we need right now is something like that, especially with the timing of Trump coming in. It's just like, that's the last thing that we need. And plus, it just like that entire thing is so horrible for people. I know people like joked about the pandemic being good because they got to stay home, but it's just terrible for mental health. Why do you want Trump in 2028? Well, I don't want Trump. I just said that listen, you have to understand with Trump, he likes power, man. He does. I mean, he's ran 3 straight times. But go with Vance or whoever. I mean, there's no point in talking about it. It's too early. Texas is going to crush Ohio State. There's no way, man. There's no way. I mean, I feel like if Texas wins, that'd be a really close game. I just think Ohio State's playing crazy good, dude. Tate was talking about sending them to a country called the African North Korea. What? Dude, but Tate, the whole dynamic with Tate is just like I don't even know. It's like, and then he's got his brother here. Just is his brother his VP or something? Dude, can you please stop with the IQ? Well, dude, listen, you need to stop with the IQ 6900. What even is it? It doesn't even make sense. It's not even part of the. No, man, I'm just so. But no, the SPX 6900 2.0. That's people are starting to realize, man. DJT, yeah, DJT is a great narrative. It's a great narrative. The 2.0 is also, I think, gonna do very well. There's a lot of coins. You're gonna make a video about the Rays repairing Tropicana Field. Is there a rendering out for how they're going to do it, or are they just going to repair it? I mean, I don't know how they're going to repair it. Is it just the same roof? It'd be nice to see them put like a see-through type roof. I wanted them to do that so then you let natural light into the stadium, but I'm not sure they really care at this point. Go Lions, Colin. Lions, listen, this is one of the. I mean, they're one of the favorites, and you got Jalen Hurts dealing with a concussion. You're the number one overall seed. This is now. You would think if you're a Lions fan, at least the NFC Championship, but preferably at least make the Super Bowl. Do you think the H-1B debate is over, and what do you think the outcome was? Well, it's over in the sense that people pay attention to something for a specific amount of time, and then they move on to the next thing. So, but I mean, the outcome is that Musk and Ramaswamy will say, well, I haven't heard anything from Ramaswamy recently. I don't know if it's just, maybe I'm not looking as much, but it's going to be, well, we compromised. We're going to make it harder for people to get in. That's basically what they're going to say, I would imagine. Or that we're going to make it harder for the system to be abused, so they're going to raise the salary basically, so you can't hire like grunt work people making like $60,000 a year, immigrants coming over. That's probably what it's going to be. There's going to be like the little compromise, because it seems like what they wanted to do with that. 37 million, narrative or not? Yeah, I know. I understand. I mean, you can't deny its success. I agree with you. Any new 9/11 videos planned? Yeah, I wanted to do one on Larry Silverstein. So, I mean, that with me, I think what I need to do is I need to either do like one of those type of videos, whether it's 9/11 or like something with the government or something, or a live stream at night. That's what I'm gonna do, I think. Something like that. People were spamming a Minecraft map or something here last week in this chat. I don't remember that. A Minecraft map. Broncos about to get cooked in round. Yeah, I mean, they're going to lose, no doubt about it. It's a tough, they got a rookie quarterback. Good for them for making the playoffs. I think they're probably just happy they made the playoffs. Is it true that Trump is getting annoyed of Musk privately? Yeah, to me, I mean, that reads like total Democrat bullshit, honestly. It just looked like, I highly doubt it, honestly. I mean, who knows, right? That a lot of Republicans have had their problems with Musk, but from that leak of Trump supposedly getting mad at Musk, it just kind of seems like Democrat bullshit. I don't know. It just seems like, come on. See, Elon Musk, yeah, the reform. Well, Musk is like obsessed with UK politics, man. Musk is really just, I mean, it's like all of the West needs to be controlled by Musk. It feels like the way I mean, what is this obsession with the UK politics now? Like the dude is in one of the most, whether people like it or not, like important positions at this point with Trump coming in, and he's like living with Trump now. And now he's talking about UK politics out of nowhere. Just like, trying to influence what right-wing party steps up. At least 4 cabinet picks will be fired before midterms and another 3 fired by March, April of 2027. Yeah, very likely. There's a lot of there's a lot of that with Trump in terms of mismanagement. Ray's pulling a Vikings 2.0. Well, yeah, it is a very similar situation. You're right on that. And the Vikings did put up a very improved roof, but I don't know if the Rays are going to do that. They really should, but it is going to be like a 2-year thing. Yeah, what is with the Musk superfan, the Adrian guy? I don't know which is more pathetic. That account being Musk's burner, or the fact that that's actually a dude who's just a Musk superfan. I think it's more pathetic that he's a Musk superfan, honestly, than it being his burner. Just pathetic people who are like live in Fiji and he's like commenting on American immigration policy. Shut the fuck up. Nobody cares when you're in Fiji, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? You're like simming for Musk about American immigration policy. Charging Elon rent, that's funny when you think about it. Wasn't it like $2,000 a night or some shit? Or maybe it was like $10,000 a night. I think it's like $10,000 a night. But it doesn't matter. I mean, when you get it so much money, you have to like change the way you even think about life, because it's just you're operating with a different set of cards than so many people. Just money is just meaningless at a certain point when you get enough of it. And it's just money becomes like irrelevant, I guess. But like, look at Musk's net worth. It was like 474 billion, I think. Is that what it is now? He's like doubled up Bezos or whatever. He's getting close to doubling up the second place person in terms of net worth. And he's probably, I mean, with all these policies going into place with Trump and Tesla, it's probably going to be doubled at least. Is my next car going to be a Tesla? No. I mean, I just think Teslas like are a little bit too big of vehicles for me. It just the way it looks. I'm not real. I mean, I think Tesla's got a beautiful interior and everything. It's a good car. I mean, I looked at Teslas before, but Colin, a thought. How would trade work go? Welding and snow plowing in Greenland. Trade skills in Greenland. Nursing, welding, electrician, carpentry. Happy New Year. Trade. I mean, listen, there's going to be jobs, I would imagine, available in Greenland when it comes to just extracting natural resources. Now, I think a lot of them are buried beneath glacier ice, but the United States has a significant advantage over Denmark in terms of utilizing tools to tap into those resources. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of jobs that could be available in Greenland if Americans want them. I mean, that could be another thing that Trump could say. Someone in politics subreddit said Elon was paying high-class escorts like 10K a month. Well, if they said it in our politics, it's got to be true. But honestly, I mean, maybe it is true. I don't know. Paying escorts 10K a month. Whew. That's cheap for those ladies, don't they? With the OF stuff, they make like millions of dollars. What is the peak for NASDAQ? I would say, I mean, I think it's going to go to billions, honestly, dude. I do. I mean, we'll see. I'd like to see it really run to like 100 million within like the next month, just because you're starting to see the stock to meme pick up. Like it needs to run to like 100 million and then it just stays there for a bit and then it starts going on a massive run. I mean, hopefully it starts. I mean, I know it hit an all-time high, which is good. Why is there no good coin for the Trump dance? I mean, that's kind of like, but so many of those Trump coins suck anyways. It's very few. Like you would think like with the crypto narrative, there'd be multiple Trump coins, like hundreds of millions, but there's not. Who should it be for 2028? Vance Don Jr., really? Vance Youngkin, Vance Carlson, Tucker? I don't think Tucker would be a VP, honestly. He probably wouldn't ever run as for president anyways. But I think it's probably going to be Vance and I mean, maybe Youngkin, maybe Gabbard. I don't know. I mean, it just depends on how these picks do that Trump the cabinet picks. 10K a month is pennies for Musk. Yeah, it's like half a penny. It's like cut a penny in half with him. You get all your political information on our politics. That's good news, man. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl? I would say Ravens or Bills. I think whoever wins so I think the divisional game is Ravens Bills. If as long as they both win, which they should in the wild card, I think the winner of that game probably, because I think Lamar is gonna, if he beats Allen, I think he'll get over the hump and he'll have a good playoff run. And I think Allen, although the Bills are so flawed though. I mean, I guess they have a decent team, but it's just mainly Allen. That's it. I did see that Switzerland banned that. I mean, I think it's fine. They're well within their rights to do that. Where do you see Bitcoin? You capitalize the C in coin. I don't know. It makes it look worse. Bitcoin in 5 years. Well, I mean, it depends if how much it gets adopted here in the United States. I think it's look to me. There's a law of diminishing returns with Bitcoin. What is it? It's fourth cycle now. I wouldn't buy Bitcoin just because I don't really see the return on investment. But 5 years, so another cycle, maybe 500,000. I know a lot of people disagree with that. They'll say it'll be over 1 million, but I hate the charade that people do with Penn State acting like they didn't get a do-over after. Oh yeah, Penn State got a crazy easy draw. I mean, they lost and then got a better draw than the team that beat them. I mean, but everyone complains about that. Will the Broncos make it to the Super Bowl? Brother, you're really gonna donate to ask me that? Come on. I think the Broncos are just happy that they might have a good quarterback now, but they're not making it anywhere. Cleveland Browns Stadium repurposed for MLS expansion. Cleveland's getting an MLS team. I didn't know that. They'd have to remove a bunch of the seats. I don't know, man. I don't know about doing that. That seems kind of cheap. What are they just gonna take off the upper deck? Make it like 30K seats. You've been ignored the whole time. Well, I mean, there you go. XRP over Bitcoin. Oh, God. There's always so many XRP people. It's like, come on, guys, not XRP. I bet you didn't know Melania Trump agreement in her marriage that Trump pays her millions. I mean, is that really surprising? I mean, we know how relationships like that work with the age gap. I mean, let's understand the dynamics. What are we, children? Ohio State might lose to Texas. Did you see Poly Market? Well, what about it? I haven't really looked at Poly Market much recently. Um, Inauguration address for Trump. Do I go in round one? Round one. What are you talking about, bro? What are you referencing? No, don't. No, not Vertcoin. Don't buy Vertcoin. Render. I wouldn't buy Render either, man. I mean, these are dinosaur coins. You wanted me to look at this? I mean, they got Ohio State 70-30 basically. Oh, that is weird. They do have Texas. Wait, what is this? Ohio State at 50, Texas at... No, this is glitched. This is glitched. Did you hear Soros got a Medal of Freedom? Yeah, wait, so so it's like the best of both worlds for Democrats. George got it, but his son, because he's too sick or something, his son had to come in and take it for him or some shit. George Soros, the individual who actively funds people, tries to get people elected to make the United States worse, gets a Medal of Freedom. Huh. Our government's not corrupt. Holly Market has Ohio State at 70, like 65-35. I mean, it's not surprising. Glad you got on a Tesla. He's toxic. Yeah, I don't know if I highly doubt this stock will crash, bro. Not with everything that's going into place with Trump. I don't think this stock will go down much at all. If anything, it's gonna boom even higher now with Trump in for Musk. That Tesla stock. Lions, Ravens, Super Bowl. I mean, that's possible for sure. Thoughts on Luigi? That dude, yeah, I don't really care about that type of shit, honestly. I mean, the healthcare system is messed up, but that kid's kind of a just kind of an annoyance, just fake intellect. Just you hear what he says on X, it's just an annoying individual to converse with. An insect of an individual. Howard over Quinn Ewers. Yeah, Howard is better than Quinn Ewers, actually. You're right. You're right. Howard's playing really well. Do you think Tucker Carlson has lost a lot of power since being fired from Fox News? Well, I mean, it's obvious. Fox, it depends. Like, Fox gets crazy ratings, but they're all old boomers. So now Tucker is probably reaching a younger audience, but it's not as many people. So it depends. Do you think that's less power? I mean, obviously when Tucker, the thing is when Tucker would go on his his little speeches on Fox, they would always go viral, and it was like that doesn't really happen anymore, to be fair. But do you own Tesla? I don't own any stock now. You've grown tired of Elon and his self-righteous, not nearly as intellectual fanboys. Yeah, I think Elon is just. I mean, every day it's something with Elon. It's like just gets annoying at a certain point. You know. I mean, now he's obsessed with the UK politics. So then tomorrow it'll be something else. It's like he's just obsessed with like influencing everyone. And your only wrong prediction was Trump winning Michigan. So, yeah, I mean that's good, Ben. So you had Harris winning Michigan. I mean, Harris is the one swing state where I thought Harris might be able to win. It would have been like a Michigan or maybe a Nevada. Any criticisms for Trump during his first term? Yeah, his and there's a lot that goes into this. It's not just, on Trump, but the immigration policy and the actual number of crossings compared to Obama, it was very underwhelming, especially towards the end. As well as, I mean, then you could talk about warp speed and stuff, but that's pretty much what every Republican would say about Trump, and what they hated about him his first term would be warp speed. Musk is a Soviet communist asset. I mean, people are just saying random shit now. It's the internet. Who knows? Musk is just obsessed with power, and he's got a god complex. It's pretty crazy. I mean, the difference with Musk and other billionaires is he has this platform to where he's always in the news now. So you just see it sprawled out everywhere every single day, and it's just every day. And then he's got his, like, there's so many people that rely on Musk for money because Musk has this system set up now to where people can profit, and you're starting to see people that like interact with Musk make so much more money than other people, even though other people have better interaction rates and stuff. And I don't even think I can be monetized. I don't even think I have the interactions to be monetized on X, but I'm just saying what other people have said. Like if you interact with Musk or something, you get more money and shit. And now Musk has a lot of like these other accounts that are like foreigners that'll latch onto Musk, and they want him to interact with him because like he gives them money by interacting with them. And I mean, the entire thing like of Twitter, like the way it's done, where so much of the content is recycled and just, I mean, maybe that's what Musk was trying to say. He was trying to eliminate recycled content, but you'll get these pages that, of course, have the check mark. They make money, and they recycle the same exact clips like once every 3 weeks. And it's like, yeah, this is really not, just not good content for a social media platform. It's just the same regurgitated garbage. And they're incentivized to do it because it gets them interactions. So it's like, maybe that's what Musk was talking about. But I also think Musk got butthurt and he wanted to change the algorithm so he could punish people that went against him in a way. I mean, it seems like he doesn't really care when liberals hate on him. You watching Ohio State, Minnesota? The college basketball game? No, I'm not. I do appreciate, yeah, I mean, it's a random thing to ask. I'd say you were a Bernie Sanders supporter before going to Trump. You think I'm Joe Rogan? No, I was never a Democrat supporter a supporter of any Democrat. But that is what Joe Rogan did. Did you see Trump withdrawing from World Health Organization day one? Well, yeah, and also Paris Climate Accord, I believe, as well. Yeah, Tiffany Wong's and the payout that she got a 21. How do you get $21,000? I mean, whatever, dude. I mean, who cares? But it's like you get $21,000 for a 2-week period of like tweeting random fucking clips that are contributing really nothing. I mean, I'm a cryptocurrency investor. I guess I can. I mean, I guess I contribute something with videos. It is entertainment for people, but at least it's like, I don't know, man. Just like regurgitated internet content. I wonder how these X accounts really operate. It's got to be like a professional level they're doing. I mean, they save these clips and then they're like, all right, so we just used this clip and it gets an average of like 2 million views. We're going to use this 3 weeks from today. Put that on the schedule. Like they schedule everything. And these accounts get like scheduled tweets like days in advance. I mean, that's what it is, I'm sure. You think Trump wants to trade Greenland for Eastern Ukraine in the negotiation? That would not be involved in the negotiations now. The negotiations are an entirely different issue that really wouldn't make sense. There would be no dynamic to, I mean, Greenland is it's not like Greenland is owned by Russia. If Greenland was owned by Russia, then Trump could say, "Yeah, we'll give you this area, but we take over, you know, Greenland, but that dynamic doesn't make any sense. Trump and Musk are pretty moderate. Well, it depends your entire it depends on your political compass, but a lot of politicians in general will start off either more extreme one side to another, and then they'll just be reined into the middle because that's the American system. It reins you in to go more moderate once you get into power because there has to be compromise with checks and balances. It's just the reality. I mean, whether you think they're actually moderate or not, I guess it's your definition of. I mean, I think Trump's like just normal, right? Did you see the Browns are trying to propose a new stadium site in Middleburg Heights? Is that a? It seems like it'd be kind of random for you to troll about that. Honestly, I don't know, man. I didn't see that. Will Dogecoin crash someday? Of course it will. Everything in crypto crashes after a bull run. It'll probably crash in 2026. Nancy Mace, yeah, I saw some things about her with like the her something with a trans man or some bullshit like in the bathroom or something. I saw something about that. That was like a big story for a day. I don't really remember it. But then I've also seen things with her where she's kind of like a rhino conservative. I don't know. Trump is going full pro immigration. Yeah, Trump has gone really, really. It's unfortunate. I think he's got Musk in his ear and everything. It's not good what he's doing with immigration. I mean, I don't know how many illegals he'll be able to deport, but hopefully he'll just deport a bunch of them. But I don't know. I mean, it's like there's a segment of the we're just not. There's just the country is not far enough right to get it to where it's like we're shutting immigration down. KeyCat, I don't know what that is, man. There's just too many projects. I'm not gonna be able to know all of them. Why do so many MAGA think Vivek is a rhino? Well, I mean, I think it's just a phrase that people throw around for anyone they don't like at a certain given time. So they'll say anyone they don't like at a certain time is a rhino. Look, I think Vivek has his own problems, honestly, obviously, but you're trying to bulk up to 155. I mean, well, how tall are you? 155 is pretty is not that's I'm like 155, man. Yeah, I'm like 5'10" and a half, 155. How tall are you? If you're 150, if you're like 5'6", I could see 155 being, I guess, or like 5'5". But if you're like my height, you need if you want to put on muscle, you need to be way more than that. Vivek made his billions on a farm. Yeah, I saw that. Jules, I saw that. But have you seen the crazy thing that Vivek changed the name of the company so it would be harder to track? But I couldn't even find the stock. I wanted to look at the stock. It's like a meme coin rug pull, man. It's but I mean, dude, honestly, the thing with Vivek is so many people probably do that. Although I don't know how many billionaires actually are there. There's probably a lot of stuff that we're not being told about that, like because it does look very bad for Vivek, like the way he made his money. But even like that TV interview, I don't know if you guys have seen that from like 2014. You go on like one of those money CNBC shows or whatever bullshit. He was talking about it, and he just sounded like a snake oil salesman. Trump like likely won't deport all of the illegal immigrants. Oh, it's impossible to deport all of them. I mean, there's too many in the country. We don't even know how many are in the country, but at least, some of them are going to hopefully most of them get deported. But I mean, it's impossible to deport every single one. Unless there was like, I don't even know. You're 5'9". Yeah, dude, you should be a bit you should be if you want good like a good solid compact build, I'd say like I mean obviously like 165 if you're 5'9" for a good solid build with some muscle, 165. I mean, you could obviously be 165 and not have muscle and you're like skinny fat, but like I would say like 165, 170 solid muscle, but you'd have to bulk. You'd put on some bad weight and then you'd have to cut down from like 175 or 180, but a lot of people don't want to do that. Would Canada as a whole be the 51st state or be broken up? I just don't think it's going to happen anyways, but I don't really understand the idea. I think it would look terrible on a map too. It's like this massive plot of area is just one single state. It doesn't even make any sense to me. I mean, Canada's got like the same population as California. I understand that, but I would at least split it up into like 4 smaller states, honestly, if you were going to do that. But I don't even want to do that on it. I just don't think it would be good for the United States to basically annex Canada. What do you think of Patrick Bet David, PBD? Yeah, he got really salty at that community note. I don't know if you guys saw that on his channel. He got really pissed off about it. He was like, Why are they referencing this? It's not." He got angry, but a lot of the right wing people turned on him because he was supporting it. I mean, listen, he's an immigrant. Musk is an immigrant. They're gonna support immigrants, so it's like, and he's normally like like more right. So it was kind of an interesting dynamic when him and his cronies came out and said, but it was just weird, and he got really angry about it. I mean, I don't know. You run like a insurance company, shit like that. It's probably not good. Jeremiah Smith, easy #1 pick in 2 years. I mean, he's a crazy, but it depends if there's a quarterback. I mean, quarterbacks are always going to be more valuable than receivers, but he is crazy. Anything from the Biden administration you would keep? The CHIPS Act is a good act. We shouldn't be relying on Taiwan, who's probably going to be under control of China, to make our chips. But I mean, they can't even start. I'm going to actually have to do research on that because I want to do a video talking about how horrible Biden was. It's hard to even do a video because it's like, do I blame Biden? How can I blame somebody that can barely talk? But I want to try and do a video on that and go over everything. Just keep the territory lines and add 13 states. Yeah, but some of the territories have no population, like the northern territories have no population. Thoughts on Skip Bayless essay allegations? Yeah, I mean, I saw a little of that. I saw like there's a report that he offered to pay a woman like 1.5 million dollars for sex. I don't know how that's possible, but I mean I saw some things on that from Fox. There's some leaks and stuff. I don't know. We'll have to see. Make a tier list for Republican senators and governors. Maybe governors, not senators. Maybe governors. Are you a fan of Chill Guy, the meme, and the crypto? And not really, honestly. I don't even know how that thing got started or anything. It's kind of weird. These things get started on Solana. It's like some of the memes just are strange to me. Can Trump put Hunter Biden back in prison? No, we got a full pardon for 11 years. That's a thing that a lot of people discounted. They gave him a pardon for 11 years. That's not incriminating at all. No, that's just a totally normal time period. 11 years. Yeah. don't make Biden a scapegoat for these bad policies. But then it's like, what's the entity? What is the individual you blame? This is the Democrats are really good with at. They don't allow you to blame a single, and it's just like how Twitter was. You remember when Twitter before Musk took it over, they had some Indian running it. You couldn't even pronounce his name. Like it's like who's running this platform? Like I'm being banned by who? Who's doing this exactly? That they're really good at doing that to where there's no. It's like an entity is just doing it. It's how many electoral votes would Canada get? Probably like 57. I mean, if it was just that would be a nightmare. Imagine it got like just if they made it a state. I mean, it would be a liberal state. There's no doubt about it. It would be very, very hard for conservatives. Why don't you believe in KC? They haven't impressed me at all this year. They're just not impressive. I mean, and also I don't know, man. You win it 2 times in a row. The odds on you winning it 3 times are so small already, and they just do not have an explosive offense. They just what Trump is trying to do with mass deportation is to send a message to potential illegal immigrants to stay where they're at. Well, I mean, I think he's just trying to get all these fucking people out of the country, man. I mean, that's what it is. Obviously, you want to deter more from entering, and I think the thing to do would be to finish the wall and more border security and change the policies at the southern border as well to make it to where they don't get released into the United States. There's other policies for that, but I think when it comes to the deportations, you just get people out of the country. Will Trump go to Jimmy Carter's funeral? I mean, I think most presidents. I mean, I don't. When is it on Thursday? Probably. If it's on Thursday. Um, yeah. I mean, I heard something about that. I'd be pretty pissed off if I was Trump and I wouldn't stand for it. And it's got nothing to do with any presidential death or anything like that. But the flags are going to be at half mast during the inauguration, which seems a bit ridiculous. If I was Trump, I'd be very angry. That's disrespectful to me. I mean, it shows a sign of weakness. I mean, there's nothing against any president dying. He died like a month, after their inauguration, though. Then they're like, oh, it has to stay. The flags have to stay there for a month. Like, we're trying to move forward here. This is an inauguration. If we annex Canada, we would never win another election again. Even with Trump's victory, wouldn't be enough to override 54. Well, yeah, but again, that whole thing, I don't think it would be 54 electoral votes. I think it would be split up. So maybe there'd be a few. The Republicans would get some of those votes because they would split up the states, I would think. That's why, like, is anyone going to ask Trump, do you understand what this, I know Trump might be just saying it as a joke, but don't you think somebody would be like, sir, that's probably not good for the future of this party for you to want Canada to become a state. It's not gonna be good for the future elections. Like, I mean, maybe it's just a joke, but it's like Alberta, Saskatchewan are conservative. Yeah, I understand, and there are definitely areas that are conservative, but it's not the majority. Upset that Don Jr. went because I'm backing Vance. I'm backing Vance. Who told you that? I mean, dude, like, how the hell do you know who I'm backing? It's like it's 4 years from now. Let's see how Vance does. I don't want it to be Don Jr. or and that becomes a MAGA power struggle there if Trump wants a son. But like, we'll see who I end up backing. It's it's like Vance has got to do a good job. And Vance has some problems to where it's like, I guess maybe you could say it's good that he's more boring, but Will Democrats ever win mail vote again? Well, I mean, things shift in politics. It's hard to say that they would. I don't know what the mail vote was. I thought it was gonna be like 14 points for Republicans in turn. I don't know. Maybe it was like 12, but it's significant. Trump was joking about Canada. Yeah, but why does he? I don't know if he was, honestly. I mean, he's trying to talk it up like Canadians should want to join. He's trying to persuade them. It's becomes not a joke. Provinces as states. Well, that would be even. It doesn't make sense. There's too many provinces that have such a limited population in Canada. It wouldn't. You'd have to divvy it up differently, in my opinion. Thoughts on Trudeau resigning? I mean, I think it's definitely marks a change in the West in terms of politics. Just the shift away from this just socialist liberal bullshit. And I mean, he's resigning as a coward too. Like he's that party got destroyed. Vance is not exciting. Well, obviously, it's a lot of politicians aren't exciting. What politician is not boring? I guess Trump. That's a pretty good question. Beyond Greenland, Canada, the Panama Canal, do you have any unexpected picks for purchases or annexations? I thought Trump might be interested in Bermuda or the Bahamas would be two areas I would look at. And then reshaping the border in Mexico, but I don't know if Trump will do that now because he's already built the wall, partially. What are the chances there will ever be another election? That's a troll, man. I mean, there'll be an election in 28. There'll be elections in 26. There'll be elections in 25. DTR, yeah, DTR is a brutal quarterback to watch. I think he had like one touchdown, 10 interceptions, maybe. I want to say it's crazy. That's what happens with some of these quarterbacks, though. They just can't play. I wanted to see Trump purchase Antarctica, but there's a treaty that doesn't allow it. I mean, I guess you could just do it anyways. Will you buy a Cybertruck? I'm not interested in a Cybertruck. I've kind of Cybertrucks originally. I was like, oh, those are pretty ugly, but I don't know. It's kind of like futuristic looking stuff. I would never have a Cybertruck though. I just it's not my style. Take over Cuba. Yeah, I mean, I guess strategically, Cuba's in a good area to take it. QB class is brutal. Yeah, the QB class is horrible. I just wonder if, because sometimes these quarterbacks might not even be picked in like the top 5 or 10. Just depends on how they're evaluated. They change drastically from the end of the season versus the April draft. How tough will Mexico be on Trump? They are still left. Yeah, they are left wing. They got like some lady in there now. Apparently, they were trying to like be nice with Trump and congratulated him on his win. I saw an article because I wanted to learn more about their politics, and they are left wing. I mean, with Mexico, it's a little bit different. It's like a tiered government with the cartels having a certain amount of control there. It's like a totally different environment with their politics. Yeah, that's I originally thought that as well, Matt. Trump was being sarcastic, but now it's like he's trying to play. I mean, it's obvious Trump wants a territory expansion, but it's like why the 51st state just doesn't really make sense in terms of Canada. You know, there's like meme coins about the 51st state, which I don't think it'll happen because it's going to be territory, but it will be Greenland. Went to Lucid Motors in California to pick up a car for transport to Saudi Arabia. What do you, dude? You must be rich if you're doing that. That's what a lot of rich people do. 98% Indian people couldn't understand English. Yeah, it's it's pretty typical. When will you start getting back into college basketball? I mean, I look at college basketball scores all the time, honestly, bro. I do look at some college basketball scores. But I'll tell you what, Houston is a really good program. They're always good on defense, Houston. It's interesting how college basketball teams are always good, like that. Like Duke is always good. You should do more videos on dark actors organization, governments like BlackRock, Iran, Soros. Yeah, it'll be, you know what? Maybe do a video on Soros. It'll be kind of fun trying to research that. Basically, I'm sure everything is censored. You got to really dig to find shit on that. His type of it would be fun to do something like that. But it's a pain in the ass to research. Some of the stuff is easy to research. Did you see they got started on a Penn State renovations? Yeah, I saw they knocked the entire press box down. I was like, I can't believe they. I didn't know they were doing that, but yeah, they're already doing the renovations there at Penn State. Is it true Trump is buying Greenland? Well, it's possible. Zuck just put Dana White on Meta's board. Is that what that's supposed to mean? Yeah, I mean Zuck is trying to become this libertarian now, so he's transitioning into that, and Dana White's like a conservative, so he probably wants to. Yeah. Will TikTok ban be net positive? Did it get banned officially? I thought that Trump didn't want it banned, and it probably wasn't going to be banned. I mean, it's like 50-50, honestly, it looks like. I guess it's going back up. I personally don't care if TikTok gets banned. It's just gonna probably imagine there's probably gonna be like a company right now developing something that's a knockoff of TikTok in the United States, imagine. But I mean, they've already got stuff. They've even got stuff that's like short form content on Twitter now. And they've got a function to where you can watch a video and swipe up and it just gives you another video. It's basically the same thing. It's short form videos, it's just all viral videos. That to give credit to Musk's team, that was a smart thing to implement because you could just keep swiping. It's basically like TikTok, but you're on X and you're just getting constant viral videos, basically. Thoughts on the state of Deshaun Watson? Tried to hold out hope and ignore allegations, but he was a bottom third QB. Yeah, it's the worst contract in the history of the NFL. It's terrible, and they can't cut him because it would be even worse. That's how bad the contract is. Like if you cut him, the contract gets even worse. So they're just gonna have to. Yeah, they might cut him mid-season next year. Honestly. Do you miss high school days? No. Kevin O'Leary is on the verge of buying TikTok. Yeah, I saw something about him. He's another one that's trying to get really into politics. It seems like there's always something with him where he's like, I want to unite Canada and the United States. I want to buy TikTok. And now you've got Andrew Tate coming out saying he wants to run for prime minister. Andrew, what do you even? You're not even eligible. Andrew, you're not eligible. You're not eligible, brother. IG Reels obviously is another one. But I never really listen. Well, to be fair, sometimes I use Instagram. Sometimes there's interesting stuff, but I don't really use it. I was never a big person that was into using Instagram for stuff like that. It was always just Twitter and now X and YouTube. I mean and Reddit. I do use Reddit as long as you find the right subs. There's some really interesting stuff. Reddit is actually good for learning different things. It is. I mean, obviously you got to stay away from the politics and stuff, but there's some nuance on Reddit if you can find the right things. What do I think about the Skip Bayless stuff? I mean, I heard about it. It doesn't look too good, but these are just allegations. I don't know. Someone else asked me about that as well. I mean, I don't know about him asking like paying 1.5 million for sex. That doesn't seem realistic to me, but who knows? You think Mexico is essentially puppets for the cartels? Well, I mean, if you're Mexico, then you should 100% accept help from the United States. But maybe they're so controlled by the cartels. The cartels are telling them, no, don't. You better say no. We don't want your help. There's gonna have to be something that happens with Mexico and the cartel situation because it is now affecting the United States, and so that should be enough reason for the United States to interject there. I mean, but I don't know the exact dynamics of what that'll do because they were saying it would create a power vacuum if you took out some of the cartels, and it could potentially make it worse. Alex Jones has been silent on Musk's censorship. I mean, listen, you have to understand the dynamic between Alex. I mean, it's just like Musk let Alex back on. So is Alex really going to criticize Musk? He's kind of he's really not in a position to do that because the only reason Alex is even on there is because Musk bought it. So you have to understand, and this is kind of how these billionaires operate. They do certain things, and then they have like a loose control over certain people, and in turn, that buys them goodwill. It's just like the military industrial complex and those defense contractors funding campaigns of politicians, and the politician wins, and then you got to keep the wars going. Tate is a dual citizen. I don't know about that, man. I mean, he wouldn't win, but why? That's the thing with these people like Tate and a lot of these people on the internet. Let's be honest, and I guess it's a human feeling, but there's a lot of these people are power hungry. They want power, you know. And I understand it's a human feeling. I get it, but it's you're running for prime minister, and you're the Brev party, the Bruh party. I mean, I understand he would move the overtime window. I get it. Just be competitive. Apparently, Musk already silenced his party, his page. I mean, it's like that's not necessary. There's nothing that Tate said in his what he wanted to do for Great Britain that was crossing the line at all. There's no reason to suspend Tate's party's account or whatever the fuck he did. It's like Musk has some really just annoying, just nerd people working for him, honestly. I mean, you could just tell with these people. It's just some of the stuff they're banning and censoring. It's like the issue with invading Mexico is then you have a whole Iraq. No, it's not true. There's a huge difference between fighting in a country you border versus fighting across the world. That's the main issue with Iraq was where the location of it versus where the United States was. I mean, it's just miserable. If the United States annexed the border towns in Mexico, it would help immensely against the cartels. Well, that would be interesting to look into. The border towns. Musk is a hypocrite with censorship. Yeah, it's unfortunate. And then Musk is like saying that he still is pro free speech. I mean, I feel like you're either pro free speech or you're not. And when you silence people for nothing other than you just don't want them because this some of this might be this also might be advertisers as well. It also might be advertisers. I mean, why else would Musk be silencing these accounts for no reason? It just doesn't. If only men voted in U.S. elections, I wonder if there would be any blue states. Yeah, there would like Vermont would be blue, but it would be very. I guess D.C. would probably be blue. All of like Delaware would probably be blue, but not many. You're right. California, if only just men. I think yeah, California would have to be. We need a true competition for these social media sites. Well, you want to know what the idea of competition with social media doesn't really tell the full picture. A lot of this comes down to people already building followings on certain platforms. They don't want to restart completely. That's what it comes down to. That's why it's such a hard thing to break into because when you create a new platform, people have these followings that they've built up over years through tweeting or posting or whatever, and you're supposed to leave that all. It's very hard to convince people to do that. Maybe Illinois. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what was Illinois like a 10-point victory or something? I don't know about that. How much should you put on Ohio State to win it all? I mean, what are they at, like a 40% chance right now? Aren't they like plus 130 to win it all? Yeah, dude, I think they're pretty much a lock, honestly, I'll be honest. I mean, I don't really see anyone beating them. I certainly don't see either Notre Dame or Penn State beating them. I mean, and Texas doesn't seem like that big of a threat either, honestly. It kind of seems like these teams are just slogging towards the end and Ohio State's hitting their stride, so it's like it doesn't seem like it's going to be very competitive to me. Trump won 18 to 29-year-old men by one. Did that surprise you? Well, there's a whole narrative about younger men shifting to the right, so no. Do you think Trump likes playing games with the media? Well, I mean, I think you have no choice. I mean, the media hates Trump, so you kind of have to kind of try and fight back in some way. Musk has partially good intentions of saving the West, but he does live in an ivory tower. Yeah, I think it's just the dynamic of him playing God. It's very, it's the thing with Musk is it seems like there's a superiority thing with Musk. It seems like to me, and he like his thing with him is he wants to put people on Mars. He wants to be remembered as like the best single human. I feel like he really does. And so it just creates this, and now he's like so aggressive in every possible thing, trying to influence elections in Germany, and it's like, oh, these are all right wing parties and stuff. I mean, it's just like he has to be involved with everything. Trump only lost young women aged 18 to 29 by 23. That seems like a pretty big amount. I don't know, man. You're going to the Texas Ohio State game. I heard it was going to be really bad weather. It is a dome, but still, like the outside, it's going to be really bad. There's like a big dip in the jet stream in the middle of the country, so in Texas, it's going to be cold. Our threat is not Mexico, it's China. Well, they're different. They're different types of threats. Mexico is more so a border immediate threat. China is more so the overarching threat to try and take over, dominance throughout the world. Ian Miles, I don't know. I don't know who that is, man. It wasn't Adrian Space arguing with some groypers saying, "Oh, Ian Miles Chung." Yeah, who cares about that dude, man? I mean, that's those type of people. It's like, who cares for foreigners? Who cares? You're getting 12 to 18 inches of snow in Dallas. That's crazy if that's true. Dude, I was just thinking about that coaster. That's funny. Explain the theories that Obama wasn't born in the U.S. I heard the theories before. Well, look, the long story short, it ended up making Trump look like a dumbass. I think he had to admit Obama was born in the U.S. But it is kind of funny. And look, what people can think whatever they want. If you were born outside of the United States and you had to make up a place where you were born, I feel like you would, you'd always say Hawaii because like Hawaii is detached from the United States anyways. It's just kind of funny. But no, he was actually born in Kenya. Imagine if that whole thing happened during like when Twitter was big. That happened back, over a decade ago. Who is Vance gonna pick for his VP? I don't know. Probably. Probably someone we're not talking about. Honestly, that's the way politics works. How would a World War III scenario even play out with China and Russia? Would they sign some non-nuclear deal to not use weapons in the war, or is that not possible? They would just nuke if they were going to lose. Yeah, well, that's the problem. They could sign some type of thing like that, and I think that might be more likely than people think, because people think immediately when some escalation happens, it's just automatically going to become nuclear. I don't think that necessarily is going to happen, but the problem is even if they do sign something, whoever starts to lose the war, that's when the nukes break out. But I mean, it's all speculation. We really don't know how these countries are going to treat that type of stuff. But the concern is they could sign some type of nuke pact or something, humanity pact, to not destroy the world. But if you start losing the war and your country is going to be extinct like Japan or Nazi Germany, then you might try and do something. What happened with the drones? I don't know, man. Well, the Cybertruck bomber was trying to tell us about the drones being Chinese. I mean, that's how crazy all of this is. Apparently, allegedly in the email. Don Jr. being VP for Vance would effectively make Vance a puppet for Trump. Yeah, but you could already argue that's the dynamic within the Republican Party anyways. As long as Trump is liked and the whole MAGA movement is still at the forefront, whoever is the Republican nominee is 1000% going to be endorsed by Trump. There are a lot of people that are MAGA that Trump would have to tell, go out and vote for this person because I said so. And Trump would still have enormous say within the party. So no matter who it ends up being, even if Vance is, or even if Don Jr. is not the VP, and I don't think Don Jr. would be the VP, but maybe that's the appeasement for Trump to have his son be VP. But I don't know. That's just speculation. Do I like Ike? Um, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Vance needs to prove himself over the next 4 years. Yeah, Vance is gonna have to. Well, the problem is with being the VP, you're pretty much just like you're just in the background. But I'm sure Vance, there'll be stuff. We'll get to see Vance talk and somewhat leads, So we'll have to see how well Vance does. But if the cost of a hire an H-1B visa was 150K or more, then the cost to hire an American worker, then companies would only use. Yeah, no. You're right. I mean, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to reach an agreement on that. How old is your average subscriber? Um, 28. No, dude, I don't know. I could never find that out. It's very hard to find out, but it'd probably be like a 30, 28, something like that. I don't know. I can only look at like metrics and stuff. 35, I don't know. Most people are 24, 25 to 34, I think. But it's hard with the metrics because a lot of people lie. A lot of the younger kids lie about their age and they have to say they're older. Chances we are in a simulation. I don't know, man. I that stuff kind of freaks me out. It makes me not want to. It kind of ruins the value of living when you talk about simulation theories and things like that. People, I find to be really off put by people that like talking about simulation theories. I think it's very anti life when you think about it down to the core. Dwight Eisenhower. Yeah, I was just listening to a Dwight Eisenhower speech. 21, 22, 42, 24, 29, 19, 50, 31, 18, 26, 13. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think well, it might be a little bit younger. It might be like 25. It's always kids making their age older. Yeah, I know, because they want to view like the higher content or whatever that you're not allowed to view or something if it's age restricted. Oh, we got a 6-year old. That's nice. Are you sure you're not appliance in the simulation? Yeah, that's the thing is. No, the thing is, no. You found me out. Single lonely dudes in their 20s. Well, listen, Paul, you have to understand when you guys come to these streams and you watch me basically talk about politics in a very small quadrant in the upper right-hand corner with just completely nothing on the screen, it's not going to be very appealing to the females, let's be honest. But these I think these people are lying about their age. These people are saying they're a bit young. I mean, you're 15, dude, seriously? There's two 15-year-olds? Bruh. You're 5? I mean, that makes sense. You're 69? 6900? SPX 6900? RB, oh, you're 78. Man, why do you have so much like Gen Z slang? You're 78. That's impressive, man. Definitely might be in a simulation within politics. Yeah, it's impossible to know exactly with politics and the people behind it and stuff. It's kind of demoralizing. Dude, you're just like, let's all state our gender, and then you're like male to female. No, I'm kidding. What's wrong with being 15 though? I mean, I'd figure you're 15 years old. You're in a Roblox stream. You're not here. But listen, I can respect it. I respect, when I was 15, I liked Trump. I was a really big Trump fan. When I got into politics when I was 15. 32. Nice. That's a solid age. Does YouTube flag your videos? You don't even, I mean, that doesn't even, you wouldn't even know if they flag your videos. The only thing that you would know is if your video gets monetization, like demonetized, things like that. That would be the only way I would really know. But there was like a shadow ban thing on YouTube. You really can't tell though. They don't tell you. That's the point of shadow banning. They'll just like discourage your video in search results and stuff. 58, Carter was your first understanding of a president. Yeah, my first was Obama. All right, guys, post your age, name, and city you live in. When you were 15, you liked weed. Yeah, weed is a nasty substance, son. You know, the real based thing now is to deny yourself weed. You got into politics in 8th grade around 2016. Yeah, I got into politics 2015 during the first start of the Republican primary, during the debates. Are you Gen Z? Yeah, I would be classified as Gen Z now that I think about it, because it's like 99. I'm like Gen Z or Generation X. What is it, Gen X? Now they got Generation Beta, beta males. Oh man. Sarasota. I went on vacation in Sarasota. They've got some very clean beaches. Sarasota is right near St. Petersburg, I believe. Hockey. You must be one of Elon Musk's kids with that type of name. What is with Musk naming his kids like chemical compounds? Does anyone else think that's just weird? I mean, people are like, oh, he's so quirky. Like, no, it's just you're a weirdo. Your kid's name is like x to the second squared 23. Like, bro, I mean, what are you doing? Can you name your kid something? I mean, rest in peace, Gen. Yeah, Beta, Gen Beta. That you gotta feel bad for them. Gen Beta is terrible. Have you ever been to West Palm Beach, Florida? No. The only places I went in Florida was Sarasota and like St. Petersburg, maybe a few cities surrounding there. Will there be an alt season? Our alt season is actually starting right now. Go take a look at SPX 6900 2.0. I was never in Lorraine. You got to stop. I was not in Lorraine. Gen Z started around 97. Yeah, you're right. It did start in 97. How much do you make a year? Well, it depends. Are we talking about an election year or an off year? Because those are two very different answers. Let's just say that. You want to name your kid Elon? I mean, definitely Elon is a good name for like someone like Musk. It does suit him well. Do you eat supper, dinner? Sometimes I eat dinner. Sometimes I just eat lunch. Depends. Scott Jennings is killing it on CNN. Yeah, now people want Scott Jennings to run for office. Apparently, I saw. Could you see Nvidia 60? Yeah, Jack, did you see that? What a shit show that launch was. Nvidia 6900. Dude, this crypto, it's just like now they're trying to CTO it. We'll see if they do. I saw that. I mean, I got an entry into it. I'm not gonna lie. Thorn Bay Crescent, Northwest Calgary. You're just making shit up, man. You gotta stop. You're a Canadian. Do you think Trump will ban men and women's sports one day? I mean, that's common sense. I'm sure he'll push for it. Do you masturbate daily? No, I gave it up. Is just me or are little kids getting dumber? I mean, because their attention spans are just destroyed with TikTok and short-term content. Are you going to stream during the game? Yeah, I'll probably do streams on Thursday and Friday for those games. Arizona State game. Yeah, that was a good game, the Arizona State one. Do you think it's possible that Albuquerque will get an NBA team because it seems more than likely than yeah, I don't think it's really possible Albuquerque's I've heard actually some pretty bad things about Albuquerque, New Mexico. I believe in terms of really bad crime, but or so like somewhere around in New Mexico, I don't know. But I don't think Albuquerque like I've heard the only thing I heard was that Albuquerque maybe MLB. I never heard anything about an NBA. What state do you live? Oh, that's another. Got to get through that question. I live in New Hampshire. How much XRP do you have? 0.01. I'll be a millionaire because of it. Streaming Trump's inauguration, yeah. COD Zombies. I love COD Zombies. Black Ops 1. What happens if Trump dies in office? It's going to be a big problem. No matter what way Trump dies, the people are going to not buy the story that comes out. So obviously Vance takes over, but it becomes a bigger problem like within the Republican base because of everything that happened with Trump, the assassination attempts. Stop lying. We know you live in Providence, Rhode Island. You got me. What former sports stadium would you visit if it were brand new today? Probably the old Yankee Stadium. I'd probably, yeah, probably that. Can we get a live stream of me playing COD Zombies? Yeah, I'd have to test it and make sure it's not lagging or anything like that. I mean, I got a pretty heavy duty situation here with this computer, so it should be all right. Bro, we got some young people here asking some interesting questions here. Come on. Let's not do that. Come on. I live in Moscow. Moscow, Idaho, or Moscow, Russia? St. Petersburg, Florida, or St. Petersburg, Russia? We don't know. Not municipal. That shithole. Cleveland Municipal? It's a shithole. When dating girls, do you bring up crypto? Yeah, women don't really like crypto, honestly. Crypto is financial freedom. They don't realize it. What water brand do you buy at a gas station? You go with Smart Water. Well, you go with Smart Water. You must be your mom and dad must be paying for you if you do Smart Water. Smart Water is this is actually a variant of Smart Water, Good and Gather. This is a very nice situation with this water. This is good water. You know, I used to have when I was younger a therapist, and I always get the nastiest water, just nasty water, bottled water. It's like plastic and stuff. Smart Water is good because they got these different. These are like semi-plastic. It's not as bad. It's better than the normal container. I'm definitely in a bunker in Haiti. I mean, how do I get Wi-Fi here, man? What? You make 80K a year? Yeah, I was just messing with you about that. Those are microplastics. Yeah, remember? We'll see. We'll see if RFK outlaws it. You gotta have different containers. And Selzer's hideout in Wyoming. Yeah, that's she retired after she disgracefully retired, just like Trudeau. Fiji water, that's a scam, man. That's not special. Liquid death, remember that? It's just water, but it's special water. It's in a can. Your liberal friend thinks Trump will ban interracial marriage. Did did Reddit tell him that? Have I ever been to Salt Lake City? No, I haven't. I have. I don't think I've been anywhere in Utah yet. Am I a Russian agent? Everyone keeps calling me it on Twitter. They blew my cover, guys. Guys, I actually have a one-on-one call with a very powerful person from Moscow later tonight. Second pandemic under Trump? No, thanks. Thoughts on Jack Doherty? Like the 12-year-old kid? It's he's just like a 12-year-old. I don't know. How is the R Ohio server? Horrible. I don't know. I haven't checked it in a while, but they were pissed off at the election result. Well, we had an issue. It was like liberals were trying to manipulate gerrymandering, and of course they try and say we're trying to stop gerrymandering. Vote liberal, and it didn't pass. And they got so angry. They got so mad. They're like, but we're trying to make it fair. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, it's exactly what you're doing. No, it was you controlled the state and you had a certain gerrymandering in place, but now that Republicans control it, now they can't do it. Now it has to be fair because Republicans control the state now. Have you ever been to Oregon? No. I have not been to Oregon or Washington State. I think everyone's been to DC, but state I never been to. Remember that guy would beg you not to end your stream without saying goodbye? That was a strange, strange situation, I have to say. What is the word on East Palestine? I don't know. What do you want me to say? You want me to investigate it? I'd have to travel 2 hours. They just kind of let those situations die out and no one talks about them anymore. Are the Dems still trying to make popular vote decide the winner? Yep. Do you think West Oregon and Idaho will combine? I think it'd be pretty sweet to see something like that. Honestly, the way they're going about that, they are getting a lot of the counties to agree to it. Greater Idaho. Who was that guy? Yeah, I don't remember him, man. I don't remember his username, but I don't know. He was a needy individual. He was a needy fella. Avoid Washington and Oregon, strange places. You lived there. I mean, there's good and bad parts of. I mean, you can't go to Portland. I'll tell you that much. Trump legit ran Trudeau out. Guys, let me tell you. Let me tell you. I'll do a life update video either tomorrow or the next day. So that'll be coming down the pipeline. That'll be good. What's my max bench press? Like 315, I would say I could get up to. Which state should Trump prioritize, Panama or Greenland? Well, I don't know the full situation with Panama and how important it is and how much actual influence China is. I mean, I would say Greenland just because I like the idea of getting Greenland more than just a canal. But I mean, the canal is very important as well. Yeah, this is. I better drop the life update video before your basketball practice at 8:15. Dude, you practice late as hell. Dude, you're in like eighth grade. You're talking about a basketball practice, bro. I mean, this is. Oh man, people are salty. You're salty, really? I can bench 315. What? I mean, bro, you're that's light, bro. Come on. opinion on TikTok getting banned. Listen, TikTok itself, it doesn't matter. People just go to another short form platform. Gravitic propulsion or 0 point energy. Well, yeah, that supposedly, I don't know if what you're referencing was the email. Is that what you're talking about? From Levelsburger, I believe. So the Cybertruck bomber put in an email that China and the United States have this gravitic propulsion technology that supposedly right now, the public is led to believe doesn't exist because it's impossible. But that's what the whole thing is just he sends out this email and then he blows himself up in a Cybertruck. The stuff that happens is just crazy. And he was talking about that type of technology. The sleeper build. Yeah, it's just cope. You just say you have a sleeper build. Trump should buy Antarctica. It's he could technically just bully his way and say, "Yeah, we're taking it," but there's like a treaty to where a country can't nobody can claim it. But who cares about a treaty? It doesn't matter. Whoever thought sanctuary cities were good, well, and now they're turning into such a cesspool. It's just an illegal pile up in the cities, an illegal pile up. Who owns Antarctica? Nobody. Nobody owns it. It's just for research purposes. We know you haven't been going to the gym since last year. Oh yeah. And when I went, I could bench a lot. You think we should invade Greenland? It's not necessary. We can do it diplomatically. It's an invasion wouldn't be necessary. MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor. Yeah, he did a good thing. So did El Salvador. Antarctica isn't real. Earth is flat. JK. Yeah. Well, did you see recently a flat earther went down to Antarctica? I think, and he said that the 24-hour sun wasn't real, and then he observed it himself. I think that was a video. What if we annexed Antarctica? Who would stop us? I don't think anyone would stop the United States from. But the problem is it's just all uninhabitable. There's no way you can really. There's just not. You're not going to be able to do a lot on Antarctica that would really be worth your while just because of the conditions. I can barely do 8 reps of 80 pounds when benching. What do you weigh, like 120 pounds soaking wet? Why did you stop doing vlog type videos? They got no views, let's be honest, and they're cringe videos. Are you religious? Yeah, I am Christian. And that's one of the things I've been really studying is religion, Christianity, things like that. You could probably get settlements on on the coast you could get settlements. I mean, but it wouldn't even. I mean, look at Greenland and how it's set up. There's coastal cities, but it's not. I mean, and mining even Antarctica is such a miserable thing just because of the elements is so bad. Bill Burr. Well, didn't Bill Burr go woke? Dude, liberals hate when you say the word woke. This is my word of advice if you want to troll liberals. Just say I heard he went woke or something. Just say something like that. Then they'll be like, you don't, what does woke mean? Define woke. Say what woke is. They get so angry. And I see it constantly. Propulsion exists because of I don't know what that is, man. ZPE. What I heard about that the gravitic propulsions is that scientists said it was impossible. But who knows? It's impossible until it gets figured out, and nobody really knows what the government is working on. There's been a rumor that they've been working on anti-gravity stuff at Area 51, but I mean, there's rumors about everything like that. Sounds like a Republican saying define a woman. Well, I mean, that's actually a good that's actually a good question with these people because um, I mean they did a movie on it. They can't actually define it. They just say, well, sex and gender are different. Well, no, sex defines gender is the expression of sex. Will you ever visit the New York City 9/11 site? I was supposed to go in 2020, and COVID is pretty crazy. That was before I ever even did a video on that. But I was supposed to go in 2020 to New York City, and we were gonna look at that and do other things. You know, I heard New York City was kind of a shithole. When does Bitcoin usually hit cycle top? Based off of like last cycles, I would say probably like Bitcoin will probably be based off of last cycle's quarter 4. But I mean, people think it'll come earlier than that, quarter 3 maybe, and then the alts will go. You're 19 and 150 pounds and can only bench 80. Well, you're young, man. You gotta keep hitting the gym. My wise advice to you, as somebody that's a unimpressive athlete myself, keep hitting the gym every day. I don't have a PO box. You're trying to send me some. You send me some sus stuff, bro. You're trying to send me like a dildo or some shit. I'm not about that life, bro. Is it possible a planet would ever crash into Earth one day? Well, yeah, but not for millions of years, unless something happened that scientists cannot predict. Thomas Massey, yeah, it seemed like he was having a meltdown. I don't know. He was having a bit of a meltdown. If you're woke, then you're yeah. If you go woke, go broke. I'm just gonna start saying like anyone I don't like, oh, they just went woke. I mean, people get so drunk. Why do you want me to play Minecraft so badly, man? I played a game called Eden when I was younger. It was a more simple version of Minecraft before the younger kids came in with, bad attention spans, and they had to, you know how it is with all this bullshit with these young kids and stuff. You want the United States to take over the world once and for all? That wouldn't be a good idea. That would cause some issues. Minecraft movie went woke. Yeah, it makes sense. Why do young women dress like absolute sluts on Halloween? It's an excuse for them to show off their bodies, I think. VR headset? I don't have a VR headset now. Thoughts on the Snow White? Yeah, they went woke. What are you gonna do? They went woke now. They're gonna go broke. Wait, when that movie is coming out, and I mean it's crazy. Fucking Eden brings back some memories. Yeah, what happened to that game? That game should be a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. It's sad what happens. It's unfortunate. Do an Among Us game. Among Us, remember when that was big back in 2020? Now it's irrelevant. Just a relic of the past, just like so many other things, just like Fall Guys and all that bullshit. Inside Out, that was a good movie. I remember that movie. Remember Among Us in the Big 2025? Among Us in the Big 2025. Oh my goodness, these people, man. These are some kids. They're asking me to play Squid Game Minecraft. Dude, this is like Squid Game Minecraft. That's like a third grade thing, bro. Squid Game. You're too young to watch Squid Game. I don't know. I heard Squid Game 2 was bad. Oh. Thoughts on West Virginia basketball? I didn't even know they were ranked. No, that's good for them. That's a tough conference, though. We'll have to see if they can keep it up. What was the last good Disney movie? Probably Over the Hedge. Probably Frozen. Roblox at least. Yeah, we'll do a big Roblox a big Roblox building session. Squid Game 2 wasn't bad. It was the ending cliffhanger that was bad. I heard it was really short. I don't know, like 6 episodes. When's the end time? Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Over the Hedge is 20 years old. Yeah, it's a good movie though. But I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. It's gonna do it for this stream. 2-hour stream. Yeah, I don't know when I'll be streaming next. Maybe tomorrow, maybe probably like Thursday or something. I don't know. Follow me on